Thank you very much. It's a great honor to be here, especially live. So I think that I'm going to make some very opening remarks so that we can have a nice Q&A session afterwards. So I think that we should begin by stating the obvious. First of all, that beginning with the 2008 crisis, everyone understands that we had a huge depression. What did this mean generally for our economy? It meant that we lost around a third of our GDP. It meant that we had a huge problem with the balance of deficits. It meant that we have a huge problem with unemployment. And I think that it is something that we can all agree that today with the Mitsotakis government, Greece, from a scapegoat, is an example to follow. How does that follow when it comes to the huge play in construction and infrastructure and in transport? Let me say that basically in the last 3 years, Greece has developed one of the most ambitious and biggest plans when it comes to infrastructure projects. We have tendered 8 billion euros of infrastructure projects, most of them green, focusing on decarbonization. I think we might have the chance to analyze this further down during our discussion. And we have already contractualized 3.2 billion. So basically, this is something that creates a huge boost when it comes to our national economy. The construction sector has basically played a pivotal role when it comes to brain gain. In the last 12 years, we had a number of extremely talented civil engineers, architects that left Greece. Those are now coming back because of the huge public works projects and because, to be quite honest, of the Hellenikon project, which is moving very fast. And basically, we are trying now to do a number of infrastructure projects that will transform Greece into a logistics, infrastructure, transport, and energy hub of the greater southeastern European area. How do we do this? Rail projects, extremely important. We have tendered around 4.5 billion of new rail projects, and we are doing the obvious, connecting our ports with industrial centers and with an electrified rail system. So imagine Thessaloniki, Kavala, the port of Alexandroupolis, all of them connected. This is the plan. It's not actually a plan. It's something which has already been tendered. So basically, Thessaloniki can become a getaway port for the greater Balkan region. Alexandroupolis, I believe that we are all in agreement that it plays a significant geopolitical role in the region. And with the recent developments in the Russian-Ukrainian war, we can understand how important for Europe is going to be the fact that we will have all these FSRU units in Alexandroupoli. So what are we doing? We're connecting the ports of Alexandroupoli all the way with the ports of the Black Sea. This is an agreement that we have reached with the Bulgarian government, and this project is moving quite fast. And also, what we're trying to do, basically, is to upgrade industrial centers, the Thriasio 2 and the Thriasio 1 projects that were stalled, projects that had a number of issues and problems. Those have been unblocked. Now, since we are talking about transport also and infrastructure, I need to say, and I need to mention, the fact that Greece has been a champion when it comes to e-mobility. I'll give you just one number, which I think will explain everything. In 2019, only 0.4% of our car fleet was EV, electric vehicles. We are now at 7%. This is the biggest increase in the European Union. So basically, we are trying to move very fast in order to cover all the lost years that we had because of the last economic crisis Greece was lagging when it came to e-mobility. And we are also upgrading our bus fleets. We are going to have 300 electric buses in Athens and Thessaloniki, and around 300 CNG buses and hybrid buses. This is going to be one of the biggest green bus fleets in EU member states. And we are also moving very fast in creating rechargeable points in order for all the car users to, especially in the motorways now, we have a very significant and very important recharging network. So to cap it up, infrastructure projects. In the last 3 years, we managed to basically tender 8 billion. 4.5 of them are rail projects. This is in the heart, this lies at the heart of the EU policy of decarbonization and of basically creating a greener European Union. This is extremely important, and we are trying to move very fast in order to make this a reality. And how do we do this? By also reforming an extremely problematic delivery of infrastructure system that we have with the two companies, OSE and RRF. We are working very closely with the European Commission to reform two subsidiary companies. OSE is the infrastructure management, RRF is the subsidiary that is responsible for basically new rail projects, so that we can be able to finish this, to have concluded this project by the end of 2027. And I think that this basically is something that will change the role of Greece in the greater region. I think that the logistics sector can play a very important role. Some analysts have predicted that it can go up to the 3% of GDP. This is something that was actually mentioned in the first year of the crisis. There was a very interesting McKinsey report that was actually stating the obvious, that Greece has to take advantage of its geopolitical position. But if you don't have the infrastructure projects, if you don't have the infrastructure, you cannot move towards this strategy. So this strategy now is becoming basically a reality. And we are very happy to see that the construction sector is following basically the government's policy. And we also have a number of foreign companies that are now extremely interested in participating in all those projects. And this is something that shows that Greece has moved and it has left the past in the past. Thank you very much.